Every Thursday, we go live and to a couple of our groups. So if you're watching live, please say what's up, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, say hello, let us know where you're tuning in from. We've got members from New Zealand, Australia, Canada, the US, the UK, all the way from the Midwest to Oregon, East Coast, Invercargill, Kaitaia, Perth, over to Darwin, Morningside Peninsula, up into Essex, around London, in Scotland as well, near Aberdeen. So let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're tuning in from if you're watching this live. If you're watching the replay, then send us a DM. Let us know how you found it. This is completely free, except there's a caveat with that. There is a little charge, and that charge is to leave us some feedback or let us know how we've gone. If you found this useful, found this valuable, please share it with some friends that you think would get some value from it. But what we're going to unpack today is specifically for professional builders. Okay, we are called the Professional Builder. There you go. All right, and what I'm going to update you on today is what we've done over the last couple of days. So over the last week or so, we've been holding our monthly management meetings. Now, what's a monthly management meeting? Well, it's where we help our members run the business based on the numbers. Okay, it's really easy to play the game, okay, when you're not sort of focusing on the numbers, the real scoreboard. Okay, so what we want to do is want to make sure that all of our members can see and understand the scoreboard, which is the numbers that drive their business. We want to run the business based on the numbers, and that's what we do every month in our monthly management meetings. It's where we review the last 30 days and where we plan the next 30 days. Okay, essentially what we do is we make sure that we do not deviate from the vivid vision business plan. Okay, so we really dial in everybody's business plan and we reflect and review that every single month so that we're on the same page and we're working on the right strategies. I can see there's a couple of people joining me right now. So what's up? Drop a comment below. Let me know that you can see, hear, and unpack this with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try something incredibly impressive and tricky. And what it is it is going to be walking you through one of the key. Yep, nice. You guys can see that spreadsheet. All good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the three main lessons that we took from hosting over 50 monthly management sessions. Okay. So the three main lessons was low margins don't grow your business. The other one is you got to know your numbers. And the third one was you got to market to attract the right talent. So what do I mean? Let me start with low margins don't grow your business. And what does that actually mean? Well, it means that we really need to be targeting a minimum margin of 20%. Now, how do we improve margin? We broke that down with a bunch of our members, but I want to just drive home this point by showing you quite clearly the impact that it has on your business. Okay, let's set some fairly standard targets here and we'll make them both exactly the same. Okay, a gross profit target of $900,000. Okay, now a gross profit target of $900,000, all right, can be divided in any way. In this example, I've put $500,000 as your desired profit, okay, and expenses of $400,000. Now, at 15% margin, you would need to turn over $6 million to achieve your $900,000 gross profit, okay? Or alternatively, at 20%, you would only need to turn over $4.5 million, okay? So you'd have to turn over an extra $1.5 million for 5% lower margins, okay? It is incredibly difficult to invest into growth, whether that be people, process, software, marketing, all right, if you are not having and operating on profitable margins. Now, a typical residential construction company should be operating between 20 to 25% gross profit, 8 to 12% expenses, and 10 to 15% net profit, okay? So the biggest thing that we took from having one of the big three lessons that we took after reflecting after over 50 management meetings in the last week and a half is that low margins do not grow businesses. And Obviously, that is fairly straightforward. It is not necessarily groundbreaking, but I want to drive home that point for anybody watching at home, because it's often overlooked and often neglected, because very regularly people go, I just will take this job to keep my guys busy. I will just take this job to maintain the cash flow and the forward amount of work. Well, that almost leads me through to the second point, which is you've got to know your numbers and the importance and the impact that these numbers have on you. So for example, we often say to our members, we need to delegate to elevate. And what does that actually look like? What do we need to elevate to? Well, we need to elevate to working on high margin activities, activities that shift our margin and remove any margin dips, okay? So in this example here, this column here, okay, if we can improve your margin from 20 to 21%, just a 1% improvement in margin, instead of having to turn over $4.5 million, we would need to turn over $4.285 million, okay? So what's that? That is 5, 4, 3, 2, okay? We're basically looking at $235,000 difference for 1%. So 1% to you, 1% would make $235,000 difference, okay? Your time, I imagine that if we could buy you back 2 days a week, okay, or 12 hours a week on average, which is what the average for our members get, which means that not most, because it's an average, which means many do much better than average. Do you think that with 12 hours extra a week, you'd be able to improve your margin by 1%? I imagine you would. And 1% in this example is worth $235,000, okay, which is insane, okay? So when we say you need to delegate to elevate, we're talking about elevating up to working on high margin activities, things that are going to shift the needle. Now, the second part of knowing your numbers is knowing your cash flow figures. So what we have here is we have our break-even monthly cash flow and our profit monthly cash flow. So again, in this example here, to achieve $900,000 gross profit at 15% margin, you need to have monthly cash flow to break even of approximately $222,000. Right? If you wanted to hit that profit goal of having $500K net, then you would need to be invoicing out and collecting about $500,000 a month. And it's really important to know these numbers so that you're able to plan and forecast accordingly. Okay. Equally, if we improve the margin from 15 to 21, okay, the high tide and the low tide of what you need to collect for your monthly cash flow is going to come down. It's going to come down significantly. As you can see, all right, to make the same amount of gross profit, you either need to turn over 500 flat a month or you need to turn over 360 a month. There's a huge difference in how much you need to be invoicing and collecting and what your office team and your project managers will need to be making sure that they hit, right? So really different, and the difference really comes from our margin, the number one most important number in your business. So the final thing that we learned, having hosted monthly management meetings, and one of the main final insights that we can draw is that you need to market to attract the best people. When we are advertising, okay, so I'm actually going to come out of this now. Okay, and how do I stop sharing? I imagine I'm going to click that. There we go. So when we are advertising, okay, and marketing for more projects, what we are doing is we are competing on price if we do not introduce variables such as timelines, budgets, trustworthiness, quality, communication. If we do not talk about the other variables that go into deciding who I'm going to build with, then 100%, the decision is typically going to be based on price. Now, the same thing occurs when we're trying to attract good quality candidates, good quality carpenters, good quality project managers, estimators, office managers. When we do not educate and market our business in a way which introduces community, culture, career progression, all right, type of work that they're going to be doing, then we are just going to be competing on, can we pay them above or at market rate? And obviously we want to pay people well, pay people fairly, and make sure we attract the best quality talent. But if we are relying on only attracting the best quality talent by paying them the most, it's going to be an uphill struggle. And as you might be experiencing, as many of our members are around the world, it's incredibly difficult to get good people. So we need to approach this challenge the same way that we approach the marketing challenge of introducing other variables, educating people on why they should come and work for you, work with you on your key projects, doing the key works that you need them to do with a clear process, a clear career progression pathway, a clear community and culture that you provide. Then you are no longer competing against absolutely everybody that has the same job description. You are now competing in a category of one, of why would they want to go and work elsewhere when they can come and work for you, the employer of choice, because you are positioned in a way that, just like marketing yourself for great projects and great clients, you're marketing yourself for great prospects and great talent. So those are the three key things that we mainly took away from all of our management meetings with some of our highest performing members. Let me recap them again. The best performing members know that low margins do not grow. They actively work to improve their margin and their profitability. They aim for between 20 to 25% on large residential projects. They aim to keep their expense ratio and the net profit ratio between 8 to 12% and 10 to 15%. The second thing they do is they know those numbers like the back of their hand. They not only know the impact that 1% margin can have on their expected turnover and their bottom line, but they also know, and therefore the importance of that, and when knowing what to delegate, what to elevate away from, and what to have their team take care of. And then but they also know their cash flow requirements. What do we need to hit every single month? What is our break even, and what is our high tide or our profit cash flow requirement every single month? They can then line that up with who they need to hire next, when they're going to be able to afford that. If they can have some slower months and some up months, they know what their average cash flow needs to be. And the third thing that we learned from having our management sessions this month is that the best members that attract the best quality talent are in the best position to grow, okay? Market themselves in a way that allows them to attract good quality talent. They don't just talk about what they're going to pay people. They don't just talk about the price, right? Just like marketing for projects. They let people know about the career progression pathway, about the community, about the culture, about the projects, about the forward work, about the systems and processes they have for them, about the other benefits and the benefits to them of why they can partner and collaborate rather than negotiate on exactly the amount of money that they should be making because this person's buying them off against this person. We want to establish you as a category of one, employer who is the employer of choice for your area. So these were the three main lessons, the three main takeaways. Like I said, if you're watching this live, leave us a comment. If you're watching this replayed, then please let us know how we did. This is a free show. We don't have advertising. This is just a way for us to get our lessons and our learnings out to the world from the professional builder. Okay. But we do ask that you pay the fee, and the fee is to just give us some feedback. Let us know how we're doing, and let us know how we can improve, or share this with somebody that you think would benefit from improving from these insights and from improving their business. So here's to your success. Take care. We'll see you next time. And over and out from Owen here at the Professional Builder. Take care, guys.